Hello everybody, welcome back to a new video. In today's video, I'm going over the catalog flashback for the Valentine's Day weekend in February 2015 on Roblox. So yeah, let's get started. So if you don't know what the catalog flashback series is, it's pretty much a series where I go over a past catalog, update, event, or release of items just for nostalgia's sake because it's fun to look back at some of the things that Roblox has done in the past and see how some of the items that released back then have changed until now, and just go over what released back then just in case some of you guys had never actually been able to participate when Roblox was releasing these items to actually see what happened during these weekends. And I'm going to be covering the Valentine's Day release of items here in February 2015. Now there was also President's Day during this weekend, but I'll be covering that in a separate video. So this one will just be talking about all the Valentine's Day items that they released before they actually started that sale that year. And they actually have quite a few things here. So first off, they did release the pink gift of the most glorious mane and the Slytherin gift of Style on February 10th right over here. And this is interesting because most people associate gifts with Halloween or Giftsplosion in Christmas time, but they actually did some other gifts for other holidays as well. They did some for Valentine's Day, they did some for St. Patrick's Day, they also did the baskets during Easter time, so they did dip into some other holidays for these gifts as well, but they were most commonly during Halloween and Christmas. They did also have the Friday the 13th top hat go on sale for Friday the 13th that year, as well as release a new gear called the Heart Air Balloon as well. So the gifts right over here, we do have the pink gift of the most glorious mane. This one actually released for 250 Robux, so somewhat affordable. I would say it's a pretty nice looking gift box, and it was available for a few days before going off sale. It did also open up into the neon pink Shaggy, which isn't mentioned here, but the hint here is that the most recent Shaggies are mentioned with Auburn Purple and the others here, so that was kind of the hint here that the next Shaggy would come out of this gift. And then the other one here, the Slytherin gift of Style, which also looks pretty cool. This one's a bit more cylindrical here with a little bow on top, so not too bad. This one was actually 1,000, so this one was a lot more expensive than the other one, and it released into the neon pink snakeskin fedora, which we'll see later on. But yeah, both of these are actually pretty unique as they didn't actually update after they released. Usually the gifts would update to say that they opened, and then they would say what they opened into, but these didn't actually say that, so you kind of have to be a detective to figure out what actually came out of these. But those are the two items that released from these gifts, so if you're able to get the gifts originally, those are some pretty nice choices there. Then we have the Friday the 13th top hat, which released pretty much every Friday the 13th at that point, so it was a pretty cool choice. It released for 1,313 Robux as it usually does, but it has gone limited since then, so obviously can't return anymore. But it's a pretty cool item if you were able to get it originally. It seems to be doing somewhat decent right now, so it was a nice choice if you were able to get it before it did go limited a few years later. And then next up was the new gear that released, the Heart Air Balloon. This one's actually pretty cool. It's a pretty unique shape here, having the hot air balloon actually be a heart at the top. Definitely very good for Valentine's Day. There's actually not much information known about this item. The price is not known, but it does look actually very unique when you wear. You can see your characters over there in the basket. So definitely one of the biggest gears that actually exists. So pretty cool there. It only has around 200 owners, so it's actually a pretty rare item, but I don't see it returning unfortunately. I don't think gears are really what Roblox is looking to work on anymore, so unfortunately it seems like it will stay off sale, but if you were able to get it during this weekend, it was definitely a pretty nice choice as it is a pretty rare item. Next up right over here, we did see the Valentine's Day cap from 2014, which was the previous year, actually go limited. We did also see the return of the XOXO bow tie, and we also saw the Crimson Pirate Love return on February 13th as well. So over here, the Valentine's Day cap went limited during this time. Looks pretty cool. I think it's actually doing pretty good recently because of Valentine's Day actually coming up again, so definitely not too bad. A pretty cool looking cap here. It was only 10 tickets when it originally released, so you definitely made a profit here, and it's a nice item that you can get today as a limited. Next we saw the XOXO bow tie return, which actually looks pretty cool. I think this red looks really great on a bow tie, and the XOXO pattern is pretty cool too. It doesn't mention what price it actually returned for, but it was originally 50 Robux, so I assume it'll probably be around there in terms of what price it returned for, but I think this was the last time it actually did return, so if you're able to get this one, it was a pretty cool item for Valentine's Day. Definitely a pretty nice looking bow tie, and one of the better bow ties that they do have. And then the Crimson Pirate Live did return here. Once again, not much information is actually known in terms of what price to release for, so that's not very clear, but it looks pretty cool. There is actually a regular limited version here that released, so it could have been a similar price to this one for 300. That's not very clear, but this Crimson one is definitely a pretty cool item. It definitely looks pretty nice, and it actually would work well with a lot of different items, even if they aren't pirate themed, so definitely a pretty cool item here. Doesn't seem like it actually returned after this, so if you're able to get this one when it returned here, that was definitely a pretty nice purchase there. Next up right over here, we did see the Reddit Chill go limited, as well as the Sweetheart Fedora actually going on sale. Then we did see the release of the the gift items, the pink snake fedora, as well as the pink shaggy. So over here, Reddit Chill did go limited, which was actually an item from a contest previously, so definitely a pretty cool choice here. It does seem to actually have some sales, so it's probably on sale at one point as well, but it's definitely a pretty cool item. There's definitely quite a few of these kind of chill items, which are these scarves with headphones, so definitely not too bad. It was a pretty cool choice to make limited, and it seems to be doing actually very well right now, selling for over 7,000, so definitely not too bad, and a pretty nice choice that we made limited here. Then the Sweetheart Fedora went on sale right over there. Once again, a similar case to the other ones where there's not really much information known here, but it probably returned for around 500, I would assume, or possibly less, but it looks pretty cool. Actually, this is a really nice design for Fedora with these different hearts here, so definitely not too bad. Hasn't returned since, so if you're able to get this one, it was actually a pretty cool choice here, and it'd probably do well as limited if it ends up going limited sometime in the future. Then we have the two gift items. We have the Snake Fedora. This one was the one from the 1000 Robux gift, which doesn't look too bad, but I think people probably prefer the other style of fedoras, but this one looks okay too, so if you're able to get this for 1000 Robux, it hasn't returned since, so not a bad choice here, definitely not too bad to have been released from that gift. And this is the Neon Pink Shaggy, and this one released from the other gift that was only 250 Robux, so definitely not too bad. It has gone limited since then, seems to be doing pretty well as well, like most of the Shaggies are, so not a bad choice if you're able to get this one from the other gifts, as you were actually able to make a pretty good profit here. And the last wave for this Valentine's Day here was the release of the True Love top hat. We did also see the Valentine's Day 2015 beanie release. We did also see heart phones released as a new item, as well as the bandana of the month, February Love Bandit. So over here, True Love top hat. This one's actually a really cool item. This top hat actually has the little heart candies on it, which I think is actually a really nice idea. I think it turned out pretty cool. It is very underrated though. It has barely any favorites. It's pretty uncommon too, around 360 owners, so pretty underrated item overall. There's not much known about it, so it's pretty unfortunate that it didn't seem to do as well as some of the other top hats did. I think this actually would have done pretty well if it released today, but unfortunately it is on the more forgotten side. But if it ever does go limited, I think it would do pretty well, but it's unfortunate given that not many people actually know about it, and it seems to be pretty forgotten among these items here. Next up, the Valentine's Day 2015 beanie. This one's actually a pretty cool take on a little beanie item here. It has a little heart hanging in the back, has some hearts going on top of it, so that'd be a pretty unique style for a beanie item. So if you're able to get this one, it was definitely a pretty cool choice. It released for 10 tickets only, so similar to the cap that Will knitted earlier, so very affordable item and definitely looks pretty nice if you're able to get this one. Next up, we have the heart phones over here. These actually look pretty cool too. I think these actually did return at a later point during a later sale, so these weren't the only times you were able to get this one, but definitely looks pretty nice. Definitely fit for the Valentine's Day theme, and actually a nice take on headphones with different colors here, so not too bad if you're able to get this one. It's actually a pretty nice item here. And the last new item here that released was the bandana of the month, February Love Bandit. This was kind of similar to the Chicken of the Month series that I think they did the year before, where each month a new bandana would release for 100 bucks more than the previous month for 24 hours only, and then it would go off sale. So this one released for 200 bucks for 24 hours only, following the one in January, so definitely pretty cool, definitely fit for Valentine's Day as well, with a little heart in the center and the other pink hearts going around the side, so pretty cool design here and a nice addition to this little series here. So yeah, those were the releases for Valentine's Day in 2015. There were actually quite a lot of items, definitely a lot more than they had released in the more recent years when they were still doing items, so definitely a pretty good mix if you were here, as you're able to get quite a lot of new items, some returning items, as well as some limiteds here, and the President's Day sale did follow right after this, so you were definitely able to get quite a lot of items here during this little holiday, so definitely a pretty nice few days of releases. So yeah, that's this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!